Good afternoon everyone, Philip from Blackbill Markets here. Hope you guys are doing well. Another video, a bit of an update again on Bitcoin. You can see it's surging up on this chart right over here. I'll take you through some of it's going to be a bit of a more in-depth detailed talk about Bitcoin. I'll show you what we were looking at in our previous videos and where we were looking for trades to the upside. Some of the people on the research team were predicting this move to the upside alongside with me. We were discussing Bitcoin when it came to about this, to around about that level over there, which is $6,300 in US dollars value for Bitcoin. And then that's when we started catching our interest. I mean, we had some previous interesting moves or patterns shown up that we were looking at as well. But I mean, this one was the biggest one so far that we were looking at, and was really looking forward to see what the outcome of it was. And it did actually turn out in our favor. So I will take you through it. I'll take you through it right now, just tell you what we were talking about in all the previous history as well. So a bit of a really in-depth detail, quite interesting video. If you guys do stick around, it is very helpful. I'll also be taking you through the multiple time frame analysis of this as well, how you could have traded as well on multiple time frame analysis. So going down to your smaller time frames, so the 1 hour, believe 15 minute and your 5 minute as well. So it just shows you, just to show you a bit how technical analysis works on all the time frames, and it does actually work pretty well for cryptocurrencies as well, even though a lot of people are more biased to fundamental sides of things. On my side, I don't actually look at any fundamentals. I am 100% technical analysis. We do have a lot of our research team as well here that are very fundamental based, and you know, alongside with that, they have also discussed this certain move in Bitcoin. You know, so it's been really interesting for the fundamental side and technical side of it, but I'll take you through the technical side of it as it is my preferred option. So we'll dive straight into it. We'll get stuck into it, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. So you can see here what we first looked at. Like I mentioned, we looked at this level over here, $6,300, because we had this big move to the downside. Sort of stopped here, a nice sharp turnaround, and then came down again. So if you guys haven't really picked up this pattern, this is actually a head and shoulders pattern. We talked about it in the previous video as well. So you can see it did make it, so even around here, this is when we started looking at it as a head and shoulders at that level. So I'll quickly take it back so you can sort of see around. So you can see it does actually looks like could have been a good head and shoulders over here. So this is when we started looking for potential moves to the upside, and then it did push down on Friday, I believe. It pushed down a bit more, which is fine. I mean, it did come pretty much spot on to that left shoulder we had, completing that right shoulder with a very nice green candle to the top side, completing a very even better looking head and shoulders. So I mean, either way, it still looks really good. It looks even better, like I said, and then it made this very strong push to the upside. So opening with a little bit of a gap over there, and then again with this, like I said, a strong push to the upside. We were looking for support levels along here. I was mentioning this could be a really good big turnaround for Bitcoin, big move to the upside, and it surely has fulfilled that thing that I said. So a bit of lost for words. But you can see, so we were actually a bit more biased for a stop here, just because it has been on this very strong downtrend. Apparently a lot of bad news for Bitcoin with our hacks from Korea, I believe. And so, I mean, there's a lot of bad history for Bitcoin already. A lot of banks don't like it, governments don't like it, because, as you know, you can't really tax it if you have a Bitcoin wallet. So a lot of governments are looking into destroying it, or either trying to tax it as well. A lot of financial regulations don't actually really like it either. So like I said, there's a lot of bad history or bad blood in Bitcoin. So we sort of expected it to, or well, not expected it. We sort of were looking for a more likely turnaround here, which it did stall over here a little bit. You can see, but then just blew past it with this really big green candle, as I was talking about it in my previous video. And then we were looking for another really big, strong resistance level over here on $7,700. Did a little bit of a stall and just again broke past it. So I'm not sure, like I said, I'm not very fundamental based, so I'm not really sure what sort of news is pushing this up, or on my side, I believe it's all technical based. So a lot of human psychology is involved in this. So I mean, I can show you how we would have caught this pattern to the upside if you were looking to trade it on technical analysis. So now we'll start moving into the multiple time frames. So I'll take you down to the 1 hour. You can see here just getting a channel. You could have seen that this was actually a really nice consolidation. So this is a sideways consolidation. This is a part of a technical analysis setup that we take. So it just means the price moves in between two parallel lines, whether it is sideways as it is now. Let me just move. So you can get the sideways one, which we have here, and then you can get a downtrending one. So it's similar, where the price just moves in between these two barriers, and then also uptrending one. So I mean, we had a nice break to the upside. Again, continuing this trend on the 1 hour. You can see it. So on the 1 hour, this is technically, I would say, is an uptrend, higher highs and higher lows, and then with a bit of a correction, and then moving up again. You could have also traded this, sort of like a double top, I would say, with this break over here. If you guys can't really see it, I'll just draw it up for you. So more of a multiple top, actually offering a lot of resistance areas. Again, if we go back to the 4 hour, you can see that was just the neckline of the head and shoulder. So again, trading technical analysis, is also important to include multiple time frame analysis, just to sort of look where you are, kind of have a bearing of what the market's doing on a longer time frame, to have a bit of a bias to see which is more likely. Because as you know, when you trade, you want to put odds in your favor. So this is why we do multiple time frame analysis, which is why we also, like I said, we expected a turnaround around these levels and over here as well, just because it's on a really big, strong downtrend. But I mean, on the daily, the daily, you can see it has offered really, really strong support levels. So this was around about $6,000, I'd say $5,700 as well. So between $5,500 and $6,000 was a really good support level for Bitcoin, and then you can see it just moved up. So I mean, we could still see potential moves like we had here previously. Like I said, corrections. I mean, we still have that trend line coming down here as well to look for. It has actually gone past it. So I mean, this is just another strong support that it's the resistance that has gone past. You can also have played this as if you do play this on the daily, I'd preferably look for a close. But I mean, if you're more aggressive, you can enter on a candle, a moving candle, which is not yet closed. You can see you could have played this or still play it as a flat bottom triangle, which is a very, very, very nice looking one. So I mean, this is another indication, a strong indication that Bitcoin could potentially go upwards. So we'll have a look and see. Like I said, still a lot of stops along the way. But again, moving back to this multiple time frame analysis, or this smaller time frame analysis. So we had this on the 1 hour, this consolidation, and then moving down to the 15-minute. Not sure if you guys can see it. I'll remove this as well. It's another pattern we picked up, a little bit of a more difficult one to pick up, but we actually had a very nice flat top triangle over here. Bit of a false breakout, but like I said, I don't really mind the wicks too much, as I more use my analysis with the candle bodies, which I found was a bit more accurate in my analysis. So, and then again, another close of the candle above that flat top triangle. You could also even if you just played it as a resistance break, you could have traded up to the upside as well. And then moving down to the 5-minute again, moving lower, we could have had another not very, very good looking, but I mean, we could have still traded this as another flat top triangle over here with another break above that resistance level, and again catching this move to the upside. So I mean, so technical analysis has really done very well for us on Bitcoin. So again, taking you back in previous history as well, I'll just show you some, just getting rid of all these lines, so otherwise the chart doesn't get too busy. So you can see here we had, I could have sort of played this one as a wedge as well, trading that shoulder, the right shoulder. You could have seen this as a very nice looking wedge as well. Trading that to the downside, putting your stops. I mean, you could have put your stops if you were already thinking about looking for a head and shoulders. You could have put your stop level on the body of that candle over here, so your take profits. and then managing your risk with a really tight stop loss. You can see there wasn't a lot of movement after that break. So I mean, this would have been a really nice trade to the downside as well. Nice small little could have been a daily day trading strategy as well. And then also back in history as well, trading that head, this move to the downside as a wedge, very good looking wedge as well. You can see, and then also, if you were not being too greedy, you could have put your take profits around that as a double top, potentially catching it as a double top, or if you wanted to manage it a bit better, use your multiple time frame analysis, and you could have actually moved it down to that base of that candle over there, back here. Back in November 2017, you could have seen that actually would have been spot on for that trade. I believe it just hit it. Yeah, so it did just hit it. So you can see technical analysis. Another win for technical analysis. You could see that was a very good trade as well. Potential, very nice. Was it 4 or 5 days trading strategy that would have played out very well for you as well. And I mean, there was no hesitation in it. Not a lot of nerves taken away in it. So I mean, that could have been a really nice, relaxing trade. Yeah, relaxing trades. There wasn't a lot of movement. And then again, another triangle over here. You could put that as a normal triangle or a flat top triangle, depending on how this went. If you put your take profits, where I said previously on that close of the candle back in November last year, you could have taken this as a good trade as well. If not, taking a small loss. But it's right. We had previous wins, which I'll take you through as well. So we had this win over here. This one we were looking at as well, but I mean, opening with a gap, it's very unlikely that you would have caught this trade, which is unfortunate. But I mean, just to show you, there's another very nice wedge that happened in there as well. And then coming back in previous history, you can see it did make a very nice double top. So this one is a little bit, I wouldn't say very nice, but it's a little bit of a not very pretty. But I mean, if you also traded it by the break of this sort of triangle shape as well, you could have played this as a triangle. But I mean, this is more of a, I would say this was more of just a support level or support line for this trade. So this could have been another trade on the break of this line over here. You could have taken it with a nice trade, even if you were a bit more conservative, not wanting to break your trend line like the majority of people do. Still on the close of that candle, and then with a very nice big move to the downside, putting potential take profits by the base of this candle over here. You could have seen that would have been a very nice trade as well, a very nice short trade. And then again, I believe there is more. So here it is again. If you're a bit more of an aggressive trader, you could have caught this one as well. If you trade your patterns as soon as they exit as soon as the price exits your pattern. So you can see another flat top triangle. Usually flat top triangles have a bit of a bias to the upside, but like I said in all my videos, if it breaks, I will take it either way. Personally, this would have not been a good one for me because I usually don't trade these big candles. But I mean, if you were more aggressive, as soon as it broke this pattern, you could have traded to the upside, making a very nice profit from it as well. Putting potential stops on previous resistance levels. Sorry, take profits on previous resistance levels, going up higher as well. And then again, more history, history. So here was another double top that you could have traded as well. Very good looking double top moving down. So you can see the candle did come very close to that. So catching it on this sort of a hanging man, I would say. Again, a very nice candle for a reversal trend, especially close to such a strong resistance level on $11,000. So a very nice trade. I mean, you had to manage this one a bit quite closely. Usually, people put their take profits around about that on the V of the double top, so that you could have seen that was a good trade. So if you had it here, you could have manage your stop loss, bringing it down to all the support level, resistance levels, or a bit of a trailing stop loss as well. Manual trailing stop loss, I would have worked out pretty well. But I mean, putting your take profits here would have done well for you as well. As you can see, Bitcoin has given a lot of good patterns. This is coming to the end of this video. You can see Bitcoin has, back in history as well, even before a lot of people were wondering what's going on. A lot of investors were thinking, you know, it's just a retracement, and it ended up sucking a lot of money out of their accounts. But I mean, everything in this section of Bitcoin over here was a pretty well. A lot of good patterns were shown up in this history over here. So I mean, there was a lot of good trades, trading downwards, especially for Bitcoin. So if you're an investor, you know, investors usually hold their positions long, and they are very fundamental based. So you know, they were looking for longs, holding their Bitcoin, hopefully praying that it does go up. It looks like their prayers could potentially finally have been answered. Like I said, in this, it has broken this very strong, a very good looking flat top triangle as well. So I mean, we'll have a look. You know, hopefully for them it is the end of this downtrend for Bitcoin. You know, it has taken a lot of emotion out of a lot of investors. So we'll see. I mean, there are, again, like I said, a lot of stops along the way, very strong stops along the way. So we'll see what happens, and then obviously this high as well will offer a lot of resistance as well. So I mean, if it does break through these, we will look for potential moves further to the upside, which will be very exciting. Like I said, for investors and everyone here as well, we've been keeping an eye on Bitcoin, wondering what it's going to do. So I mean, it's looking good for now. So we'll keep an eye on it, keep a close eye on it. I recommend you guys have keep a close eye on it as well. It's very exciting, even if you just want to play around with your technical analysis, practicing your technical analysis on a bit of paper trading. Just to see how it goes. But that's it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a like, click that subscribe button, and also the little bell icon to get notifications of whenever we release new videos. Also, if you want to have a chat with us, my details will be provided down below in the description, or you can go to our website at blackbullmarkets.com, click the little green button that says live chat, and we will respond to you shortly. And also, if it's more convenient for you to contact us via email, you can do so by contacting us at support@blackbullmarkets.com, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There will be plenty more to come from everyone here at Black Bull Markets. Enjoy the rest of your week. Safe trading. Thanks for watching.